The sun rises over the Luangwa Valley in Zambia, casting a golden hue across the water's surface. At first glance, the river seems still, save for a few rounded rocks breaking the current. But then a rhythmic snort echoes through the air, followed by a spray of mist. Those rocks begin to move. These are the African hippopotamuses, creatures of myth, weight, and a surprisingly volatile temperament. The name hippopotamus comes from the ancient Greek for river horse, yet they are neither equine nor particularly graceful on land. They are, however, one of the most successful and dangerous mega-fauna on the planet. To understand the hippo is to understand a creature of dualities, a peaceful-looking herbivore that possesses the power of a prehistoric predator and a land mammal that has effectively reclaimed the water. The hippopotamus is the third largest land mammal, trailing only the elephant and the white rhino. An adult male can weigh up to 3,500 kilograms, nearly 4 tons of solid muscle and bone. Their physical design is a marvel of evolutionary engineering. Their barrel-shaped bodies are supported by thick, sturdy legs, and their skin is an inch thick, acting as natural armor. But this skin is also their greatest weakness. It is highly sensitive to the sun and dehydrates rapidly. To combat the African heat, the hippo secretes a unique substance often called blood sweat. It is neither blood nor sweat, but a reddish-orange fluid that acts as a natural sunscreen, a moisturizer, and a potent antibiotic. This secretion is what gives the hippo its characteristic pinkish tint under the midday sun, allowing it to survive in environments where the UV index would peel the skin off any other mammal. For 16 hours a day, the hippo belongs to the water. It is their sanctuary and their social club. Evolution has placed their eyes, ears, and nostrils on the very top of their heads, allowing them to remain almost entirely submerged while staying fully aware of their surroundings. When they dive, their ears and nostrils fold shut, creating a watertight seal. Interestingly, hippos cannot actually swim in the traditional sense. They are too dense to float. Instead, they walk or glide along the riverbed, using their neutral buoyancy to perform a slow-motion ballet beneath the surface. They can hold their breath for up to 5 minutes, and even more remarkably, they have a reflex that allows them to rise to the surface, breathe, and sink back down, all while remaining fast asleep. A group of hippos, known as a pod or a bloat, is a complex social hierarchy. A typical pod consists of 20 to 100 individuals, all governed by a single dominant bull. This alpha male is the protector of his stretch of the river. buffer. He doesn't necessarily own the other hippos, but he owns the territory. While they appear lazy as they huddle together to stay cool, the social tension is always simmering. The most iconic image of a hippo is its wide, cavernous yawn. To a human observer, it looks like sleepiness. In the hippo world, it is a deadly serious warning. A hippo can open its jaws to a staggering 150 degrees, revealing massive, self-sharpening ivory canines and incisors. These teeth aren't for eating grass. They are weapons of war. The lower canines can reach over 50 centimeters in length. When a bull displays his mouth, he is showing his rival exactly what will happen if they challenge his authority. If the warning isn't heeded, the resulting fights are among the most brutal in the animal kingdom, often leaving the water red with blood. As the sun dips below the horizon and the air cools, the hippos' true workday begins. The water may be their home, but it provides little in the way of food. They do not eat aquatic plants. Instead, under the cover of darkness, these giants emerge from the river to graze. They follow well-worn paths known as hippo runs, which they have carved into the landscape over generations. A single hippo can travel up to 10 kilometers in one night, consuming 35 to 40 kilograms of short grass. Unlike ruminants like cows, hippos have a unique three-chambered stomach that slowly ferments the grass, allowing them to extract maximum nutrients from relatively small amounts of food for their size. This nightly migration is vital for the ecosystem. By transporting nutrients from the land back into the water through their dung, hippos act as biological pumps, fertilizing the rivers and supporting the entire aquatic food chain, from microscopic organisms to fish. The bond between a mother hippo and her calf is one of the strongest in the wild. Mating and birth both occur in the water, a rare trait for a land-based mammal. A newborn calf weighs about 45 kilograms and is remarkably precocious. Almost immediately, it must learn to swim to the surface for its first breath. For the first few months, the mother is intensely protective, often isolating herself from the rest of the pod to prevent the dominant bull or crocodiles from harming the youngster. The calf even nurses underwater, closing its nostrils and ears to take in its mother's rich milk. As the calf grows, it joins a nursery within the pod where several mothers watch over the youngsters collectively. It is a childhood spent in a fortress of flesh, protected by the most fearsome mothers in Africa. For a long time, scientists were puzzled by the hippo's ancestry. Because of their physical appearance, they were thought to be related to pigs or peccaries. However, DNA sequencing in the late 20th century revealed a shocking truth. The hippo's closest living relatives are actually cetaceans, whales, and dolphins. Around 55 million years ago, a common ancestor split into two lineages. One stayed in the ocean to become the whales we know today, while the other remained in the rivers and marshes of Africa, evolving into the hippopotamus. This explains their hairless skin, their lack of scent glands, and their specialized underwater hearing. They are, in essence, whales that decided to keep their legs. Despite their herbivorous diet, the hippopotamus is widely considered the most dangerous large land animal in Africa. They are responsible for more human fatalities annually than lions, leopards, or buffaloes. This isn't due to predatory instinct, but to extreme territoriality and a lack of fear. On land, a hippo can run at speeds of 30 kilometers per hour, faster than any human sprinter. When a person accidentally gets between a hippo and the safety of the water, or unknowingly approaches a mother with a calf, the hippo's response is a massive, crushing charge. In recent years, as human populations expand and river levels drop due to climate change, the frequency of these encounters has increased. Habitat loss forces hippos into closer proximity with farmers, leading to a tragic cycle of crop raiding and retaliation. Today, the hippopotamus is classified as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. They face a dual threat: habitat destruction and poaching. While the international trade in elephant ivory is strictly regulated, hippo teeth, made of the same beautiful ivory, are often used as a legal or semi-legal substitute. This has led to a surge in hunting. Furthermore, as rivers are dammed or diverted for agriculture, the deep pools hippos need to survive the dry season are disappearing. If the river horse vanishes, the African river systems will face an ecological collapse, losing the vital nutrients and the eco-engineering that these giants provide. The hippopotamus is a relic of a different age, a massive grunting testament to the power of adaptation. They are the guardians of the African waterways, shaping the earth with their feet and the rivers with their lives. To see a pod of hippos resting in the evening light is to see a balance that has existed for millions of years. They remind us that the natural world is not always soft or approachable. It is often heavy, loud, and fierce. Protecting the hippo is not just about saving a single species. It is about ensuring that the great heart of the African wilderness continues to beat, one splash and one thunderous snort at a time. As the moon rises and the giants move once more toward the grasslands, we are reminded that we are merely guests in a world they have ruled since the dawn of time.